Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you today, tuning into the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you all so much for being here. This is a collaborative experience, co-creative. So I appreciate all of you for being here, watching, liking, sharing these readings with others, following, and your comments are so supportive, so caring, not only of me, but each other. And so I'm just very grateful for you all. So, all right, let's get to your reading. In the past, we have the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight, but he's definitely going to get to his destination. Feels like you're building something. It's taking time. But look at these pentacles kind of magically following the knight. Feels like you're cultivating something, planting seeds. So it is slow going. The Knight of Pentacles planting seeds does not have a lot to show. Seeds don't really aren't the final product. They're not the final grown version. And so it looks like you're focusing on your future in the past, planting these seeds, cultivating what you would prefer going forward. Feels like you've learned a lot on your journey. And so you're planting maybe some different seeds. There's some healing here. Wow. Okay. Wow. You're planting seeds for your legacy. For 10 of Pentacles. This is a calling. Feels like the calling is coming from inside. Whatever you are cultivating, whatever you're planting seeds for, it feels like it's going to be your legacy, what you leave behind. And it's something very you, uniquely you. Something in the past that you're waking up to. You might be having awakenings in the past. Feels like before this, your life was too small. How you were showing up was too small. You needed to shed some limiting aspects of yourself. But feels like a real calling to whatever you're doing. Looks like you have a lot of options in your past. Looks like you're trying to figure out using discernment. What are the right options? What's the right direction? Feels like you're learning as you go. Feels like you're figuring things out. There's something about this because it's very you. It's a calling. It's something very unique to you. And so it feels like nobody else can really pick up and perceive this except you. Yeah, it feels like there are people who have a lot to say negatively about this new path that you're creating for yourself. Feels like you're not listening to the crowd, not listening to their negative comments, not listening to whatever anyone's saying. Because this is a heart-based path. This is you. Feels like you're ignoring what people have to say about you, maybe for the first time. Leaving them out of it. It's you. It feels like you're centering yourself. You're centering what you want to create. I get the feeling that this crowd, there are people really poo-pooing you, really don't want you to create the success for yourself. Yeah, they're trying to keep you stuck. They don't want you to leave a comfort zone. They don't want you to be able to succeed. There's a lot of mental traps here. Feels like people have said a lot about you negatively. And what I really love, though, is it looks like in the past here, it's almost like you're not even listening to what anybody has to say anymore. You're focusing on your happiness, on what you're cultivating, on this new timeline that you're creating, following your inspiration. It's following your North Node. And so it feels like the people in the past around you that are trying to block you, trying to stop you, trying to say that you're, whatever path you're on, you're being crazy, you're misguided, misled. It looks like you figured out how to ignore and just focus on your heart. All right, so moving on to present time, we have the Chariot in reverse. Not moving forward, not moving on. Stuck, stagnant energy. Very unlucky too. Nice. It looks like you've been in a stuck energy, unable to move on, unable to move on from the past. But that's ended, or it's ending with the Death card. The death of establishment, death of the stuck energy, death of unluck, the lack of luck. Okay, it looks like that what you've cultivated in the Knight of Pentacles in the past, it looks like those pentacles that you planted, those seeds of potential, are blossoming, and feels like people couldn't see. You know, when you take a seed and you plant it in the ground, there's nothing that's showing. Your work doesn't show. There's nothing to show because it takes time. And you have to cultivate those seeds. You have to water them, get the right sunlight, nutrients from the soil, and time to grow, to love and nurture, to weed your gardens, to allow those seeds of opportunity, potential that you planted in the past. It looks like now, in the past, people couldn't see them. They couldn't understand them because seeds are buried underground. There's nothing to show. And so it feels like they were using that as a way to demonstrate there's something wrong with your thinking or what you're building for yourself, because they're not seeing anything, nothing to show. But now, in this current energy, you're having success, very public success. So it looks like those seeds that you planted, you've been cultivating. And now you've got the harvest from what you've planted. The work of planting those seeds and cultivating them are paying off very publicly, very public success. And Two of Cups, Ace of Wands. A new partnership coming in, a new loving Partnership coming in. What do we need to know about the Two of Cups and Ace of Wands? Coming in hot, a lot of passion, Knight of Wands. There's love here, and there's also fire, steamy passion. There's some message here. There's energy of not communicating. What's this Page of Swords in reverse? Okay, this is someone from your past. So it looks like you're finding happiness, finding love, partnership, a new spark. And then there's this energy of like a past person who used to juggle you. Could be your ex. They're reckless. It looks like they're spying on you. Feels like you've pulled your energy from this person from your past. Someone who tried to poo-poo your calling. Someone who tried to block you. Tried to say that there's something wrong with you and what you're building. Tried to make your life a nightmare because you were going after your calling. Looks like they're coming in. They're spying, communicating, they're juggling. They're feeling reckless. Feels like they're trying to control the narrative. There's something about where you are and how you're showing up in this with this public success that goes against everything that they said about you in the past. You are showing who you are, just showing up successful. Feels like they created a smear campaign, tried to say a lot negatively about you so you couldn't go towards your North Node, so you couldn't have your success. Doesn't look like it's worked. You're public, very successful. People are seeing you as very successful, very loving. And so people are recognizing that the story this person said about you, juggling, trying to control the narrative, doesn't hold water. It feels like this person's trying to scramble. Yeah, they're having to defend themselves. It feels like people will have a lot to say about the path that they took in the past, how they behaved in the past. Blocking someone who was just going after their uniqueness. They were just being themselves. Whatever you were cultivating, it's working. And it feels like you are just, it's not about you talking a good game and trying to control the narrative. You are just demonstrating. It's taken time to cultivate those pentacles, turn those seeds into something that produces for you. So it feels like you've been playing the long game. Very strategically. And so now people are seeing this person who tried to block you in the past, and they're looking pretty petty. They're looking awful. People are seeing them and the cruelty and the lies and deception. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything but continuing to just be yourself. and it's working. Yeah, this person chariot reversed you. Coming up again. This person tried to block your blessings, tried to block your luck. Block you from moving on, making moves. This person really tried to block you from moving on from the relationship, from making moves. And people are seeing this, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking what the people are seeing, what this person did. Justice reverse. It was an injustice. Again, I don't feel that you're doing anything in this current energy other than being yourself. Let's see. Any clarification on the injustices that were created? Anything specifically, or that would help clarify what type of injustices? All right, so unpleasant communications. The prison. This person tried to keep you blocked from being able to move on, keep you imprisoned, keep you isolated, separated. Not in the living room. So this person was like going out, telling everybody a lot of negative things about you, unpleasant messages to keep you stuck. And with funeral, for some of you, it feels like the injustice, like this person made your life so miserable. It feels like this person wanted you out of the game entirely. You're not hearing it here for the first time if that's your message. You know there's something really seedy that happened in the past with this person. But it's ended. World card. King of Pentacles. You've gone from Knight of Pentacles to King of Pentacles. And it feels like you still are turning your back against this person, anybody who's tried to block your ability to create what you want. It feels like you've ended a cycle. It feels like these people can't affect you at all anymore. It feels like they can't do anything to you anymore. All right, in what's hidden, we have the Fool in reverse. Reckless. Reckless energy, unable to start a new pattern, unable to create a new cycle. This is this same person, very stuck, unable to move on, and they're feeling very reckless. It feels like they used to be able to affect you in the past. They used to be able to wound you, stop you from doing whatever you wanted to do. They could block you, but it feels like they couldn't block this in the past because it was your North Node. It was uniquely yours. They might be able to delay you, but they can't block what's yours. Yeah, you've moved on. You're no longer, this person can no longer juggle you. You're happy, you're finding happiness, you're creating celebrations, and this is making them very sad. It feels like they're grieving. They're grieving because you're succeeding. This person feels like they're in competition with you. Feels like this person in the relationship that you have with them, that being in competition with you is not healthy at all. Feels shocking to realize that this person that was the closest to you is actually blocking you from you being yourself. They're very unhappy when you're happy. Feels like they have a lot of negative things to say about you to the people around them. They're really stuck. They're really stuck on blaming you, that you're the problem, that Knight of Pentacles in reverse showing up. The Knight of Pentacles came up at the beginning. That's where cultivating, planting seeds for the future. And you stopped cultivating your seeds with this person. You stopped planting seeds for the future. And it feels like this person recognizes they have no control over you. You've moved on. You're happy without them. Proof is in the pudding. You're successful without them. You're doing much better without them. You're finding love. Smexy time, even, possibly, without them. And it feels like they can't have it. Let me tune in. Let's see if we can get closer to this Two of Cups, Ace of Wands energy. It's after an ending. After you've ended a relationship, ended death of established way of being, that you create a new type of relationship. Feels like you're tired of the old way of relationshiping, where the person that you're in a relationship with, you're competing with. That they're not, that on the DL, they're really not for you. They're competing with you. They don't want you to succeed. It looks like once you end that way of being, once you recognize that, then you're inviting in new love. Okay, anything more? It looks like this is very energetic. There's a lot of wands. What can I say? You're feeling very lucky. Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of sexual healing here. Loving yourself, loving life, loving pleasure, loving being in your body, loving being able to express yourself in a sexual way. Feels very healing. Feels like you're learning a new way of relationshiping. Learning as you go. Figuring things out. Anything else? Two of Swords in reverse. You're not confused. There's not confusion here. This relationship feels different than past relationships because you're not feeling anxious and confused about how they're feeling about you. So it doesn't, you're not feeling anxious and going into chasing. This person's staying. This person keeps showing back up. Putting in the work, putting in the effort. There's a lot of clarity. This person doesn't want to create confusion for you. They're being very honest about who they are and how they're showing up. So you're working with someone who wants to create clarity and truthfulness. They don't want confusion. They're interested. It feels very passionate. And with the Two of Cups, it feels like there's love here, loving energy. It feels like you're pouring loving energy into each other. You're able to really see each other. And again, it feels very healing with the caduceus. It feels like on every level that you're healing. You're healing from past hurts. There might be people that have negative things to say, don't they always? About this, about you. Feels like that's been a pattern in this reading. People having negative things to say about you. Definitely an ex, maybe here, maybe a family. Feels like people have projected that you're a loner, that no one can love you. And that's just not the case. It feels like you're keeping this relationship to yourself. It's not like you're hiding it, but there is something here about not broadcasting it, being tactical, being smart. This really works. It feels like someone who's willing to put in the work and the effort. And it feels like there are people around you, maybe family members. Somehow they don't want you succeeding goes against this group, this family, their beliefs. And so either they have to change their beliefs or you have to stop succeeding. They've got a lot of beliefs, limiting beliefs that you shouldn't succeed, that you shouldn't be able to succeed, that there's a problem that someone loves you, that you're finding love, finding partnership, that you're not abandoned, and that you're working, that you're finding abundance, that you're finding it's a very successful energy. And it feels like there are a lot of people that are having to rework their beliefs, that you are breaking the mold, blowing people's minds with your success. Wow. It feels like success on many levels. Work, happiness, just being able to cultivate joy for yourself, cultivate a relationship. If it's not a relationship, you're loving life. And you're passionate about your day. I love my life. I wake up and I'm excited about my day. It feels like you've really turned things around for yourself. And it started in the past, planting those seeds. I think part of this reading, why this is happening, is a need to look at how far you've come. Pat yourself on the back. All right. In the advice and outcome, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. It looks like you've let go of victim mentality and taken control of your life. Started cultivating and planting the seeds that you want, that are for you. It's a calling. It's coming from inside the house, inside your heart. Nobody else can really tune into this. So it must be, I guess, for people who don't have a calling, don't understand that it's your soul pulling you towards some trajectory that's in alignment with you. And you're creating a legacy that you're leaving behind. And so, of course, they couldn't see it. And they're the people around you, person in the past, it feels like it's all blocking you because they don't understand you. They don't understand your calling. it looks like you've let go of that victim mentality. You're no longer allowing others to block you, no longer allowing others to sabotage you. They can't block you from your destiny. You're not allowing words to stop you, hurtful, wounding. Yeah, full. You're just moving away from that energy, starting a new pattern. Fool card is 0 in the tarot deck, the beginning. A new cycle, a new beginning that you're stepping into, new patterning. Feels like you've broken generational curses. Yes, you've healed a lot of your childhood wounds. And it's like by healing childhood wounds, by no longer operating in the same patterns, same belief mindsets, limited mindsets, you are more whole, more complete. Your energy was very scattered. Now you feel more whole in the present energy. And so it feels like you've healed some of those childhood wounds as well. So your inner child is feeling more safe to be in present with you. There's even a message here of amplifying that child, innocent, loving heart of yours. And that what I'm really tuned into is that inner child, that loving, very sweet, loving inner child of yours. That loving, sweet energy that's helping you let go of the toxic past patterning. So it isn't with like strength, something that you got through it. It's subtle and sweet and loving yourself, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself, loving yourself enough to get yourself out of environments where you're not cared for, loving yourself enough to not listen to unloving messages that people project onto you, loving yourself enough to face your fears, loving yourself enough to believe in yourself, to make moves, to cultivate what you prefer, to love your uniqueness, to stop trying to fit into an environment that is cruel, and to embrace your otherness, your uniqueness. Feels like your success is in being yourself, going in the direction of your soul fulfillment. And it really helps you let go of an old way of being, old patterning. It's really beautiful messages. So, all right, I hope that's helpful. Take care. Bye.